relation to the floor, and we cut a line that is longer towards the front. Keeping your body position at the sides and your fingernails are now looking at you. Make sure you are happy with this top length, because this first section is your guide for the rest of the top length. Once happy with the top length, then take vertical and parallel sections at the side of your first centre section you have just cut, and cut the rest of the top section. Now looking at you. Make sure you are happy with this top length, because this first section is your guide for the rest of the top length. Once happy with the top length, then take vertical and parallel sections at the side of your first centre section you have just cut, and cut the rest of the top section in the same manner, pulling the hair up to your previous section, keeping your body position at the side, fingernails looking at you, and cutting a line that's getting longer towards the front. As you can see, the top back sections are all pulled at a 45-degree angle in relation to the floor, connecting the top to the underneath back section. The top front section is also pulled back, keeping both weight and length at the front and creating disconnection with the underneath of the sides. Your finger angle is at 45 degrees. Your finger position is vertical and parallel to the sections you are taking. Please note the rest of the top sections are not over directed to the first centre section, as this would create longer hair towards the outer edge of the horseshoe section, which would mean the hair from the top would be longer, falling over the side sections, and you would have more hair to connect from the top to the sides. The rest of the top sections are simply pulled straight up to the ceiling and to the previous section. So when you cross-check the top, you will have a square line rather than a concave line if you had over-directed. We simply cross-check to check. If there is any hair to cut off, we must go back to our original vertical sections for quality. Body position firmly at the sides, finger position parallel to the section, fingernails looking at you, cut a 45-degree line that gets longer towards the front. Take horizontal sections on top of the head when cutting the fringe. Plant your feet directly in front of the head and do not move them whilst cutting the fringe. Imagine your feet were nailed to the floor. Plant your fingers on the tip of the nose as your guide and the sides. The rest of the top sections are simply pulled straight up to the ceiling and to the previous section. So when you cross-check the top, you will have a square line rather than a concave line if you had over-directed. We simply cross-check to check. If there is any hair to cut off, we must go back to our original vertical sections for quality. Body position firmly at the sides, finger position parallel to the section, fingernails looking at you, cut a 45-degree line that gets longer towards the front. Take horizontal sections on top of the head when cutting the fringe. Plant your feet directly in front of the head and do not move them whilst cutting the fringe. Imagine your feet were nailed to the floor. Plant your fingers on the tip of the nose as your guide and take your time where cutting here, as the inside of your fingers are delicate and can cut easy. You may need to take a couple of sections to cut the fringe, and remember, we are not trying to connect the fringe with the sides. The fringe is disconnected from the sides. Don't rush. It's important to get the quality first, then you can work on your speed. Keep your finger position horizontal and square, parallel to the section. Always checking that your fingers are directing away to your sides. Your fingernails are looking away from you, and cut with your scissors at a 45-degree angle into the hair to give you a heavy but texturized fringe effect. If you keep focus with your finger position being square, and before you cut, double check your fingers are pointing directly to the sides. Make sure your feet haven't moved, and you will get perfect balance on both sides in one hit and a killer rounded fringe. Tilt the head forwards and now wrap dry the hair, concentrating on drying the roots first. Pushing the hair from side to side with your brush, drying the roots one way and drying the roots the other way to create natural root lift and direction. It's tempting, I know, to start digging the brush in and lifting the hair away from the roots. The amount of times I have seen inconsistency with the root lift and direction because of creating volume with the brush when drying the roots, causing all kinds of problems when it comes to the finishing detail of a haircut. Lengths seem disjointed and don't match to the naked eye.